The beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you. Hi everyone. In this video, we'll go through a package to get 60 out of 80. Now, this is the list of chapters which you could prepare to get 60 on 80. Now, this is just one of the ideas or one of the combinations. There could be several combinations of chapters. You don't have to follow the sequence. You can follow your own. Depends on whichever is easier for you and whichever is comfortable for you. This is just one of my ideas. So in this package, you need to prepare for 12 chapters thoroughly, right? 12 chapters thoroughly. The first one is, we would primarily focus on part D, which is 5 marker, because that's where you can score high marks, right? So first chapter would be partial fraction, which is from which you'll get 5 marker question. This is an easy one, right? Resolving problems into partial fractions. The second one would be parabola. Again, this is an easy chapter. So you'll get 2 questions of 2 marker each. The questions are almost similar, right? To find the equation of parabola or to find the parabola characteristics. So this is again an easy one. Again, there is a playlist. There is a playlist on parabola. You can go through that. Then next one comes mathematical logic. Again, an easy chapter. You have 1 marker from this and 5 marker from this. So you can attempt 6 marks here. Next one is linear programming. Again, a 5 marker problem will come from LPP, right? This is again a straightforward problem. Next one is learning curve. Again a 5 marker. Next one is matrices. You'll have 3 1 markers, 1 3 marker and 1 5 marker. Again, an important chapter, high scoring chapter, 11 marks. So you can attempt 3 marker, 5 marker, which is matrix method, and then 3 1 marker questions. Next chapter is ratio and proportions. You have 3 1 markers here and 2 2 markers, right? So these are also easy, straightforward. Next one is binomial theorem, a 5 marker question. Now if you notice, there are 6 chapters from which 5 markers can be attempted. Now 5 questions are enough, right? From part D you need to attempt only 5 questions, but here there are 6 choices, right? Basically the reason is the matrix method in matrices chapter is more prone to mistakes, right? During matrix multiplication or finding adjoint, right? It is prone to mistakes. That's why unless you're thorough with this matrix method, it's better to prepare for another chapter, which is binomial theorem. Next one is bill discounting. So you have a 2 marker and 3 marker problems coming here. There is a bill discounting video on 2 marker and 3 marker. Then comes stocks and shares. A 3 marker problem will come. There is a 3 marker important questions video. You can go through that for stocks and shares. Then you have sales tax and value added tax. So again you get a 3 marker here. Then you have permutations. So 3 1 markers and 2 2 markers. Again a high scorer chapter. Easy ones, right? If you know the concepts, it's easier to solve permutations and combinations. Now there is a playlist on permutations. There's also one short video on permutations. This will explain the entire concepts of permutations. Also, it has all previous year's question paper problems, which can help you in understanding this entire chapter. Then probability, if you could attempt 1 markers, then that will be helpful. So now with this combination, you could get 60 marks. So complete party has been ignored because this package has been created without calculus, right? This does not have calculus and trigonometry, right? That's why party cannot be attempted unless calculus and trigonometry is studied. Now to summarize, in part D, we have matrices chapter, right? 5 marker. Then partial fractions. You have mathematical logic. Then you have LPP, right? Straightforward. You have learning curve related problems. You have binomial theorem to find independent term or to find coefficient, right? So basically you have 6 chapters, but you need to answer only 5, questions out of 6. Next comes part C. Now in part C again, matrices, bill discounting, sales tax and value added tax, stocks and shares. So you have 4 chapters. You can prepare for 4 3 marks questions. Part B, parabola. So 2 markers, ratio and proportion 2 markers, permutations 2 markers, and builds counting 2 markers. So basically you have 2, 4, 6, 7 choices, right? Out of which 6 needs to be answered. 6 needs to be answered. So you have 1 extra. In part A, again from the same chapters, you have to prepare for MCQs, right? And 1 additional chapter, probability, right? For probability, if you could prepare for 1 marker, it is simple. You will get easily 1 marker here. Now part E I left out. See, if you want to go through heights and distances, then you have 4 marks. Or if you go through calculus, again 4 marks, right? Now here, if you notice in this blueprint, part C actually you should be answering 5 questions, but you'll be able to answer only 4 with this particular combination of chapters. If you're eliminating calculus and trigonometry, you could answer only 4 questions here out of 5. And in part B, you'll have 1 extra choice. You're supposed to be answering 6 questions and you have 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can easily answer 6 questions. So with this entire package, it will come up to 60 marks out of 80. Now this package is for scoring 80 out of 80, which means you have to attempt all the questions which is expected, right? Now what is the combination? Same combinations like the earlier, except that you can eliminate sales tax and value added tax, right? Because you are studying differential calculus and application of derivatives. So your 3 marker will come from differential calculus and application of derivatives, right? So majorly 5 markers you'll be able to attempt completely. 2 markers also you'll be able to attempt completely, right? Now only for 1 marker, 3 marker and 4 marker you need to study additional chapters. So basically differential calculus and application of derivatives will help you in getting 3 marker each and 1 markers here. So from differential calculus you have 2 1 markers, 1 3 marker and 1 4 marker in part E, right? And then application of derivatives 1 3 marker and 1 4 marker, this way. And there is a video on important questions for application of derivatives. You can go through that video. Same is the case for differential calculus also. There is a video on important questions, but it is there in 2 marker and 3 marker videos. Now permutations, again same as the earlier package. So the ones that have been highlighted in red, right? The ones that have been highlighted in red are the additional topics that you need to study to get 80 on 80. And now, since you have to get 20 out of 20 on MCQs, you have to focus on all the other chapters also, including trigonometric, that is compound angles, limits and continuity, integral calculus, definite integrals, probability. From all these chapters, you should be studying 1 markers. So this way, you would be able to get 80 out of 80. Now to summarize, from part D, same combination, again 6 chapters, matrices, partial fractions, mathematical logic, LPP, learning curve, binomial theorem. Again, if you are confident about matrices, then you can opt out of binomial theorem chapter. Next one is here for part C, matrices, bill discounting, stocks and shares, here differential calculus and application of derivatives. So sales tax and value added tax can be ignored if you're thorough with calculus chapters. Then coming to part B, parabola, ratio and proportion, permutations, bill discounting. So in part B you have extra choices, right? So totally 4 chapters in part B. So with 4 chapters, you'll be able to get additional choices so that part B becomes simpler. Part A, all the chapters you have to go through for MCQs, all these chapters plus calculus specific chapters and trigonometry specific chapters. Part E, of course, if you're thorough with calculus, you can opt out of heights and distances, but otherwise you'll have to prepare for differential calculus, heights and distances, and application of derivatives, any two of these, whichever is easier or simpler.
One thing, right? So there are multiple playlists in the channel, right? You can refer revision playlist, which has all one-shot videos that will help in revision of chapters. Then second is you have question papers and important questions, right? Solved question papers and important questions. Third is you have second PUC basic maths. This has all the videos from all the chapters, right? And then fourthly, you have playlist for each of the chapters. You can search for playlist. So here's the channel. You have the playlist here, right? Go through the playlist tab. So you have all the blueprints and model question papers of different subjects is there in this particular playlist. There is explanation of second PUC model question paper, right? All the solutions are explained here. Then you have integral calculus, application of derivatives, differential calculus. You have playlist for formulas, right? You can go through formulas of multiple chapters. Then you have ratio proportions. Then you have partial fractions, matrices and determinants. You have all one-shot videos, revision videos here, mathematical logic and heights and distances, right? You have heights and distances. You also have permutations and combinations. Then LPP, mathematical logic, binomial theorem. And then you have here all important questions and previous years solved question papers here. You have limits and continuity, you have parabola, you have compound angles, right? So, and circles, you have revision video and find the equation of circle related problems. Now, we will go through few important topics. So, first one is partial fractions. This is very easy, right? Straightforward. So, you'll get problems like this. 3x plus 5 by x plus 2 into x minus 1 the whole square. So, this is nothing but repeated factors. So, there are three types, right? Repeated factors, linear factors, right? And then you have fractions with quadratic equations, right? Quadratic equations. You'll have to factorize the quadratic equations and then solve it. You can go through partial fractions playlist. All three types are explained. Next important one from part D is LPP, right? Again, there is a playlist on LPP. It's an easy one. So question would be maximize, objective function will be given, constraints will be given. We'll have to plot the graph and get the feasible region and find the optimal solution. 3 steps. Find the optimal solution. Next one is mathematical logic. Again, you have 1 marker and 5 marker from part D. This is the most repeated question. Verify whether the proposition is tautology, contradiction, or neither, right? If you get all the values as true, then it is tautology. If you get all the values as false, it is contradiction. If there is a mix, then it is neither, right? Next type of problem is check if it's logically equivalent. So you take each of these propositions and you should get the same truth values. Same truth values for this one and for this one, right? Then it becomes logically equivalent. So frequently asked questions in mathematical logic. From 1 marker, there could be multiple type of questions, but easy ones. They've given the truth value of P, truth value of Q, you have to find the truth value of this entire proposition, right? Then symbolize. So the statement is given, you will have to write it in symbolic form. That is, you can take this as one statement, this as one statement. There is if and then, so it will be this kind of a notation. If two numbers are equal, then their squares are not equal, so put not symbol here. So P conditional, not Q. Then next type is write the converse, inverse and contrapositive. Again, easy one, right? In one marker probably you'll get converse or inverse or contrapositive, but not all. But better to prepare for all, converse, inverse and contrapositive. Then next one is negation, right? You have to learn the negation laws, De Morgan's laws, right? All these laws, simple laws, but you'll have to remember these. Again, there is a playlist on mathematical logic. Circles, any type of question can come, right? There's nothing more or less important here. Multiple types of questions can come. If you all are preparing for circles, there is one shot revision video for circles, right? It's a lengthy video. All the problem types are covered because circles has multiple problem types. There's nothing more important or less important. The entire chapter is important here. So basically the questions would be find the equation of circle, right? Either passing through 3 points or through a line and few points. And there is another video on equation of circle. You have different problems like this solved in equation of circle video. So there are two videos. One is one shot revision video and one is equation of circle video. Next one, limits and continuity. Again, you'll have 2 1 markers and 1 5 marker. So here problems are of this type, right? This is a quadratic equation. You will have to convert this into linear equation, right? That is, you have to factorize this and then try to simplify it. This is one type of the problem. Second type is with square roots. So normally when you have square roots in the denominator, you will have to rationalize, right? You have to rationalize the denominator. So these kind of problems. And then when you have this kind of square here, x square minus 9, you will have to factorize it like this, x plus 3 into x minus 3. And here you have x square minus 4. So this can be written as x plus 2 into x minus 2. And then since there is square root, you rationalize the denominator. So there is a one-shot revision on this particular chapter. So 1 markers are easy actually. First thing is you have limit x tends to 2. Take the value of x and substitute here. So you have x square, make it as 2 square plus 16, 2 minus 1. That's all. You simplify this, you'll get an answer. The easiest 1 marker, I would say. And here, sin x square by x. So you'll have to apply limits theorem. Sin x by x is equal to 1. Sin theta by theta is equal to 1. Right? So you can use that theorem and solve this. Here also use the same theorem. Sin ax by bx. Right? Tan 4x by 3x. Next chapter is learning curve. Again, 5 marker question in part D. It's important to understand the concepts. There's nothing, no particular question that is important or less important. But there are 2 types of problems you have to remember. In this example, we have 8 water tankers and the first tanker takes 20,000 labor hours. Your units or lots would be 1, 2, 4, 8. You'll stop at 8 because you need to find 8 water tankers. So you'll stop at 8. Now, if you look at this particular example, here you start with 30 engines. This is the first lot. So it will be doubled. Always the lots will be doubled. So you have 30, 60. 60 is double is 120. But here we just need 90. So what you have to do, you have to find for 120 whatever hours you get, right? You subtract hours for 30 engines. Here 30 engines is 6,000. So whatever answer you get for 120 engines, you have to subtract 6,000. And that will be the number of hours. Now again, binomial theorem, part D. So here majorly two types of questions are there. Find the constant term. Constant term or independent term is same. Find constant term or find term independent of x. Both are same. You will have to find the term which doesn't have any x in it. The other type of question is find the coefficient of x to the power 18. Something like this. Find the coefficient. There is a playlist on binomial theorem. There is tips and tricks video, right? You can easily crack binomial theorem problems because this can get confusing, right? When you expand, you'll get confused, right? That's why there is a tips and tricks video which you can use to solve the problem. The next one is matrices and determinants. 11 marks, right? 11 marks, 3 1 markers, 3 marker and 5 marker. Now, 3 markers would be something like this. 2 matrices are given or 3 matrices are given. You have to show that this particular equation is correct, right? Or show that AB complement is equal to B complement into A complement. So these kind of proofs. The other type of problem would be Cramer's rule. Very easy one. Easy one. Cramer's rule to find the x and y values using Cramer's rule. Then the other type of 3 marker would be you have to prove that this particular equation gives you a null matrix, right? I is an identity matrix and you should get null matrix as the answer. Then 5 marker is straightforward, matrix method, right? This would be a lengthy problem, prone to mistakes during matrix multiplication and finding cofactors. When you find cofactors or adjoint, it's prone to mistakes. So verify your answer when you're solving matrix method. So you can go through a revision video for matrices. You can go through 1 marker video, right? And there is a playlist with all the details of each of the topics of matrices. Next one is parabola. Very interesting and easy chapter. So you will get two marker questions. Questions are of standard type, right? You need to find the focus, length of latus rectum given the equation, or you'll have to find the equation given the axis and the coordinates, or you have to find focus, directress, equation of parabola. There is a playlist on parabola. There is one shot revision video. There are 1 marker videos, right? You can refer all of that. Now next topic is application of definite integrals, right? 7 marks, 3 2 markers and 1 marker. It is simple, right? It's not that complicated. This is an easy chapter provided you are comfortable with calculus. The most common type of question is find area bounded by the curve. The equation of the curve is given. The coordinates are given. You have to find the area like this. Or you have axis given, lines given and the equation given, right? Equation of the curve. Right? These are few examples. Easy one. Other type of problem would be you'll have to solve the definite integral, right? Here you have to remember the integration formulas, right? You need to know the integral of 2x square, 1 by x, all of that. Then apply this upper limit and lower limit, right? Here you'll have to remember integral of trigonometric functions. The next one is application of derivatives. There is a complete playlist on this, right? I've explained the details about every topic in application of derivatives. And there is also a video on important questions, right? For 2 marker, 3 marker and 4 marker important question video is there for this. And even 1 marker is there from this chapter. Stocks and shares, again, there is a 3 marker video on stocks and shares. You can refer that. Bill discounting, there is a video on 2 marker and 3 marker. Coming to 1 marker questions, you have 1 marker videos in matrices, permutations, probability, compound angles, mathematical logic, ratio and proportion, limits and continuity, differential calculus, application of derivatives, definite integrals, indefinite integrals, right? For each of this there are 1 marker videos. So you go to the channel, go to playlist section and look for important questions playlist. So here you have a solved question papers and important questions. This is the playlist. You click on this, you'll get this video is about explanation of basic maths model question paper. Then you have all midterm papers. Here you have application of derivatives, important questions. You have 2 markers, important questions. Now this one you can refer for all 2 marker chapters such as permutations, probability, ratio proportions, and then you have differential calculus, right? So whichever chapters are relevant for 2 markers in this particular 2024, you can look for those particular topics here in this video. You have bill discounting in 2 markers. Then you have 3 markers video on important questions. Then you have stocks and shares, 3 markers. You have 1 markers on limits and continuity, stocks and shares, sales tax and value added tax, parabola, learning curve, bill discounting, application of derivatives, mathematical logic, ratio and proportions, indefinite integrals, differential calculus, matrices and determinants, compound angles, probability, circles, permutations, and then you have all the previous year's questions, right? So all the previous year's questions have been put in a particular video for each chapter. So you have sales tax here, stocks and shares, learning curve, bill discounting, compound angles, binomial theorem, circles, limits and continuity, partial fractions, right? These are all previous year's question papers, right? You can just solve them for better practice, right? And then you have all previous year's question papers here. Now if you want to look at the revision videos, right, just search for revision videos playlist. So here you have playlist for revision videos. Click on this. Here you will find revision videos for each of the chapters: linear programming, parabola, limits and continuity, matrices, partial fractions, binomial theorem, circles. Now this is where I was referring to equation of circle related problems, right? This video would help you to understand the equation of circle, and this gives you all different problem types that's there in the book: probability, permutations, combinations, ratio proportions, all of these. Then you have formulas here, right? Formulas for circles, permutations, parabola, multiple angles, limits and continuity, right? So you can go through this playlist for more information. So with this, we've come to the end of this particular topic. If you've liked this video, do press a like and share it. Thank you.